Hey guys, welcome back for episode 3 of my Fire Red Let's Play. I'm David Ginsberg, and this channel is David's Charizard. In between episodes, I did successfully upload episode 2, however I turned my emulator off stupidly, without thinking, and without saving. So I had to replay the last segment. So I've got a new Squirtle. He is now Squirtle 2.0. But we're going to pretend I was never an idiot, and we're just going to keep him as Squirtle number 1. So now we are going to hit the summary. And I'm going to click out of this message here. My phone is freezing on me. There. So instead of having a bashful nature, like Squirtle number 1, Squirtle 2.0 has a calm nature. And I did some training between episodes, and I got him to level 8. Now, I also mentioned last video I wasn't sure about the 10-minute rule. This time I'm going to try to make my video more than 10 minutes and just see where it goes. So we're back at Oak's lab, we got his package, and he's about to give us our Pokédex. We're just going to skip forward to the end to this. I'm pretty sure everybody already knows what happens here. He gets the package, we hand it to him. And he is going to give us the Pokeball and he's going to give us the Pokédex and 5 Pokeballs. And Joseph's here. I almost forgot. What did you call me for? Alright. I have a request for you two. We have to go out and catch all the Pokemon in the world. Despite the term, gotta catch 'em all, I do not follow it. Which I'm going to explain now as I skip through this. I have a few pet peeves when I play Pokemon. And one of them is I do not catch them all. I only allow myself 6 Pokemon, which you're saying, yeah, you need to have a 6-person team, but no. I only have 6 Pokemon ever throughout the whole game. Meaning if I catch it, meaning I stop catching Pokemon once I get 6. I don't go any further. Some of them I might evolve, some of them I might not. And people are like, hey David, you gotta get so many Pokemon to go forward in the game because the Oak Age give you stuff. Yes, and this is, as I mentioned in episode 1, being played via emulator from Emu Paradise. So, because of this, I have the ability to trade between Leaf Green. So let's say I catch a Pokemon, again, my maximum being 6, I will not have any Pokemon in my PC. They're all going to be with me. I might decide to trade one from Fire Red to Leaf Green, so that way I can get another Pokemon added to my decks. And, as I mentioned, some Pokemon I just don't evolve, like Squirtle. If you evolve him too early and make him Blastoise too early, it will take him forever to learn Hydro Pump. Which, for Blastoise, if you evolve him normally, then he won't learn Hydro Pump, which is his best move until level, I think it's 68. But if I keep him as a Squirtle, he'll learn Hydro Pump at level 47. So I do not plan on evolving Squirtle. If he were a Charmander, I would evolve him as quick as possible because he learned new fire moves all through his evolution. And then once you beat Blaine near the end of the game, you get you get his badge, and he gives you the the Fire Blast TM, not HM. So without any further ado, I am not going to evolve Squirtle, and here we are. My Pokemon journey is about to begin. Here we have only Rattata and Pidgey here, which, as I mentioned, I do have a pet peeve. A couple of them. I've mentioned 2 of them. My third one is that I cannot stand it if I have the same Pokemon as somebody else. So, like, your rival in this game, whether you're playing Fire Red or Leaf Green, your rival's very first Pokemon is going to be a Pidgey, which he keeps all the way to a Pidgeot. And I'm not going to catch a Pidgey because I just cannot stand us both having Pidgey. That's just me, anyway. So I need to go out and catch my own Pokemon different from his. I'm just going to keep hitting this Rattata here. Now it's weak. Now, a lot of people hate Rattata. Rattata is one of those entry-level Pokemon that it's one of the first Pokemon you can get in the game. You get it just long enough to get through the Pewter Gym, and then people just stuff it in the box and forget about it. Rattata for me is more important than that. If you train it to, I think, level 36 or 37, maybe 38, it learns Super Fang, which cuts your opponent's energy in half in one blow. I'm going to catch Rattata because of that. Rattata's going to be my first Pokemon. Pokeball, go! Now I know, people were thinking, but David, Rattata sucks. In one of my earlier Leaf Green playthroughs, which I never uploaded to YouTube, I brought a Rattata all the way to the Elite Four with me, and I taught it Electric-type moves. Rattata's data is now in the Pokédex, and I do not give Pokemon nicknames. I explained that in episode 2. So now I've got a 2-Pokemon team, Squirtle and Rattata. And as I mentioned last episode, most of my training will be done between episodes. Bear with me right now because I need to level up to get through here, and I have a specific Pokemon I want to catch next. Now you're probably thinking, if you're not going to catch Pidgey, who do you want? And my answer is, I'm going to catch Spearow. Because as many of us remember, in the first episode of Pokemon ever, Ash and Pikachu almost got killed by a pack of Spearow, which left a lot of other fans with the theory of the coma, which I don't agree with. Ash lived because he's a lucky motherfucker, and his Pikachu is just a natural powerhouse. So, but I always thought Ash should have caught a Spearow. Even at the end of Gen 1, he meets the Spearow that almost killed him and sees it's evolved into a Fearow. So because of this, I'm going to catch a Spearow. And again, another Pidgey. I'm just going to fight through this here. So we do have a couple locations where we can catch a Spearow, which later turns into Fearow. I'm going to go ahead and catch my Spearow in Viridian City, because it's already going to be slightly higher level by the time I get there. And because I can't even use Fly until Celadon City, which is going to be quite a ways away. So at this point, I don't have a lot of need for a flying-type Pokemon. In the event that I chose Charizard for this playthrough, I wouldn't catch a flying-type at all. I mean, if I chose Charmander, I'm sorry, I keep saying Charizard. If I chose Charmander, I wouldn't bother to catch any flying types, because Charizard in Gen 3 can learn Fly. I just healed up my Squirtle. And now we are going to go through here. And we're going to meet a guy who's going to teach us how to catch a Pokemon. I think this part is stupid. I think that Nintendo should have put an option here to skip through the introductory if you've already played these games. But he's going to show me how to catch a Pokemon even though I already have one. Alright, we're just going to keep skipping through what he says here. Some of you guys might want to read what he says. He's just saying, you don't know how to catch a Pokemon, do you? But I do. I already have a fucking Rattata and Weedle. Now, in the anime, Ash was about to catch a Weedle, but the idiot bug catcher kid cut him off. I always thought he deserved to catch that Weedle, but it ran away from him. And he is catching it. I really felt bad for some of Ash's misgivings at the beginning of the series. Sometimes he got the short end of the stick. Others, he was just a fucking idiot because he was a rookie trainer. And all rookies make mistakes. Even experienced trainers make mistakes. Like me, in between episodes 2 and 3, I uploaded episode 2 and then left my game without saving. And he gives me a Teachy TV with my bag here. I have never used the Teachy TV, because I already know what I need to know from my previous game experience, and I watched a lot of the anime as a kid growing up. Which I remember as a kid, I hated my childhood as a kid. I look back on it now, but back then I thought that real life sucked, and I just wanted to live in a Pokemon universe. I thought it was so cool. I thought Pikachu was just adorable. We're going to kill this Pidgey here and get some free experience for it. And Pidgey's hit. Oh, it's going to Sand Attack me, which I think Sand Attack is just annoying. It's a stupid attack, which doesn't damage you, but enough times it will make you lose accuracy, and I already lost an accuracy. Usually, when I am in battle, if I get sanded once, I don't think it's that big a deal, but after 2 or more times, it starts to get pretty bad. I've actually been up against a Pidgey before, which had sand attacked me so many times, like, I lost count. Had to have been 7 or 8. So now we are going to go into the Viridian Forest. And we are going to be more successful than Ash was. Already we're at past the 10-minute mark. As I mentioned, I'm going to try to go a little bit further. And there's 2 Pokemon I want to catch here. I want to catch a Caterpie, so it can become a Butterfree. And I want to catch a Pikachu, which are very rare here. First chance I get a Caterpie, yes. Well, Caterpie appeared. I'm going to send out my Squirtle and Tackle Attack. Because that's one of the only moves I have right now. It's going to tackle me. And now I'm going to Bubble. Now, Caterpie might seem weak and pathetic now, but when it becomes a Butterfree, I'm not going to do what stupid Ash did and release it. Because Butterfree can learn poison attacks as well as psychic attacks. And I have had a Butterfree before in another playthrough I did. Again, it didn't go on YouTube. But that Butterfree went all the way to the Elite Four with me, and it helped me out pretty good. Now we've got Caterpie. No, I don't believe in it. It was added to the Pokédex. And I do not believe in nicknames. Now let's just look at my party here. So I'm somewhat resembling Ash. Well, I will once I get that Pikachu, but I've got Squirtle, which Squirtle was Ash's first choice. But he slept in and didn't make it to Professor Oak on time. Rattata, which Ash did briefly trade Butterfree for Raticate on the St. Anne, but he decided to change it back. And we've got Caterpie, which will become a Butterfree. Alright, I am going to go heal up in between episodes, and when we come back, we will try to catch a Pikachu. Thank you for watching. This has been Pokemon Let's Play Fire Red. I'm David Ginsburg, and please like, share, and subscribe to David's Charizard.